Right now, how the Department of Workforce Development is working to keep up with rising unemployment numbers.
Plus, the governor has ordered several state parks to close, what city and county leaders say could cause the same thing to happen in our area.
And that four-letter S word has prompted some alert days in the forecast for this weekend. All the details coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Hello, everybody. Good to have you with us on this Friday morning. We made it to the end of another week. It's April 10th.
Josh is wrapping up his week at home. Last half hour, he was teasing us with a bottle of wine. Josh, you've done a great job. How you feeling this morning? It's still there.
Here, got mine right here. Thank you very much. No, it's been a week for the books, that's for sure. It's a week I'll never forget. But we are getting there. We'll start with some good news this morning. Experts say we are making some progress towards flattening the curve here in the United States. The latest data from the University of Washington says social distancing could be contributing to a recent reduction in the projected death toll. Right now, government officials are putting plans into motion for economic recovery. As far as the stimulus checks from the federal government, Michigan Representative Debbie Dingell says some people will likely see the payments hit their accounts through direct deposit early next week, while Vice President Mike Pence says most payments will be sent out by the end of next week.
With regard to direct payments to Americans, the Treasury Secretary assured senators, and we assure every American, that we remain on the timetable where the first payments in direct deposits will go out by the end of next week. For the average family of four, that'll be $3,400 in direct financial support, and will no doubt be welcome news.
The arrival of this economic relief comes as great news for many Americans, as the U.S. government reports another 6.6 million people filed for unemployment last week. That is the second largest number of initial unemployment claims in U.S. history since tracking began back in 1967. The largest was reported last week at 6.8 million. Here in Wisconsin, the Department of Workforce Development is still dealing with a very high amount of those unemployment applications this morning. Secretary Caleb Fossman is asking applicants to hang in there, as staff have been working nights and weekends to handle the huge volume. He's also pushing the legislature to repeal the one-week waiting period for unemployment benefits, saying Wisconsin is one of only 8 states that still have it during the pandemic.
That could be $1,000 a week that folks would have to pay their bills, to put groceries on the table, and then also to support some of these essential local businesses that are still open. So, of course, for family economic stability, but also for our state's overall economy.
Looks like we lost Josh there. Secretary Frostman says they do expect the first of the additional federal $600 unemployment payments to go out starting around the 26th. They hope to start taking claims for people who are self-employed, independent contractors, and freelancers starting that week as well. Now, though progress is being made in flattening the curve, new cases are still being detected here in Wisconsin. There are now nearly 3,000 confirmed cases in the state and 117 deaths. That's up more than a dozen deaths from Wednesday. The virus is now in more than 60 counties in the state.
40 Wisconsin state parks are now closed this morning. Governor Tony Evers directed the DNR to close the parks yesterday, as well as a number of forests and recreational areas following issues with large crowds, litter, and vandalism, unfortunately. In our area, those closed include Blue Mounds, Devil's Lake, Governor Dodge, Governor Nelson, and Lake Kagansa state parks. Closures started when the parks closed last night and will last until further notice to help reduce the spread of the virus. As for Dane County parks, County Executive Joe Parisi says they will remain open for now, and that includes dog parks. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway says she doesn't intend to close any city parks during the pandemic. However, if social distancing guidelines are ignored or if the virus gets worse, that could change.
And obviously our parks are wonderful and we want people to be able to enjoy them as much as possible. But it's a really important outlet, I think, for people who have been cooped up inside. But again, we really need people to be responsible in how they use the parks.
Ahead of this weekend, Governor Evers is clarifying options for religious gatherings and services for Easter. The governor says churches are considered essential under his safer at home order, but anybody hoping to conduct services this weekend will have to do it while socially distancing, either by having drive-up services, online streaming, or with smaller gatherings of fewer than 10 people. UW-Madison is continuing to cancel its programs and classes. The university says it is now canceling all face-to-face summer non-credit programs and activities, with the exception of a couple that are able to run using distance learning technology. UW-Madison already moved summer 4-credit courses online or to alternative modes of instruction. All campus events and meetings are canceled through May 15th.
In Janesville, one company is trying to meet the demands for cleaning products throughout the state. Office Pro says since the pandemic started, they've seen an increased demand for everything from disinfectant to industrial rolls of toilet paper. Founder Jamin Arn says that can be tough to do with a limited supply.
It's almost like you're treasure hunting and you're like, hey, I can get 50 cases of hand sanitizer. Great, let's figure out who's gonna get, a case each.
That's a good analogy. It does feel like that. Arn says their company is doing what it can to make sure that schools, offices, and essential operations remain clean.
6:05, your time now. Miss Hattie McLean is joining us with a pretty neat time lapse.
Well, I don't want to deceive you guys. This is actually a recorded time lapse from yesterday. So this is yesterday's sunrise. But I'm showing you this because you can see how clear skies turned into quite a few clouds, on and off showers and snow showers through the day. Any of those showers really lasting just a couple of minutes, and then the sun came out in between. But we also saw some graupel yesterday. A lot of pictures were emailed into the weather office saying, what is this? It was weird. It kind of looked like hail or sleet, but it was graupel. This one sent in by Kathy on the west side. It's also called soft hail. It's when water droplets freeze onto snowflakes as they're falling in the atmosphere. So you get this sort of white, cloudy colored snow pellet that hits the ground. Again, they are soft, so you can squeeze them between your fingers. We had quite a bit of that yesterday. Nothing like that in the forecast for today, but alert days are in the forecast for Sunday and then into Monday. A larger storm system will impact the area this weekend, first bringing some rain. We could see around an inch of rain possible through Sunday, and then with colder air moving in, that rain is going to change over to some snow by Monday. So here's what's happening. Weather track still showing you a west-northwesterly wind. Even though a quieter weather pattern today, it will be chilly. Here's our next weather maker already on the map. This one is going to intensify over the next 24 hours and head towards the midsection of the country. So here's how it will look for southern Wisconsin. We'll start out on a dry note Saturday morning. Southerly winds, clouds in place, but warmer temperatures. We should see highs in the mid-50s on Saturday. Through the afternoon, that rain moves up from the south, and by the evening hours, pretty good bet that you're going to be seeing some rain across the area. Rain continues Sunday night or Saturday night into Sunday, and then through the day on Sunday, we'll see a gradual changeover from rain to snow. It'll start northwest of Madison. That rain-snow line will work its way through the area with some snow likely on Monday morning. Snow will wind down from west to east. As far as total accumulations for the liquid equivalent, we're likely to see around an inch, maybe slightly higher amounts in some spots. You can see the map updated from last hour, painting a little bit more rain here in the Madison area. As far as snow is concerned, again, these numbers will likely change many times in between now and Monday, but there is the potential for some snow accumulation across southern Wisconsin. Temperatures behind that system are going to be chilly. 38 for a high on Monday, only 40 on Tuesday. Looks like we're going to stay in that cool weather pattern through much of next week.
Boy, it's going to be a soggy Easter Sunday, but maybe that'll just keep everybody staying put.
Probably what we need right now. Right. We're not supposed to be out and about anyway.
Exactly. All right, thanks, Hattie.
6:08 now. Nurses in New York City are begging for help this morning, rallying outside Westchester Medical Center to ask for more personal protective equipment.
Someone please help us. That's all we want. We want PPE. We want PAPRs. We want hoods for our faces. Please, we're begging you.
Strong request there. Nurses also say they're understaffed. They want more ventilators for the huge number of patients with coronavirus in that city. Today's rally was the second in the city this week. As the state of New York continues to deal with a mounting death toll and dwindling morgue space, New York City has shortened the amount of time it will hold unclaimed remains before they're buried in the city's public cemetery. This video is from Hart Island in the Bronx. Normally, about 25 bodies a week are buried on the island, mostly for people whose families can't afford a funeral. In recent days, though, burial operations have increased from 1 day a week to 5, with around 24 burials a day.
Some experts say Europe's next hotspot might be Switzerland. New figures from Swiss officials show the country's death toll from coronavirus rose to 756 yesterday. The increase comes 1 day after the Swiss government announced a week-long extension to social distancing restrictions. There's more than 23,000 cases in Switzerland, but officials still plan on relaxing some distancing measures later this month. And some good news this morning out of the UK. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is out of intensive care. A Downing Street spokesman says Johnson will receive close monitoring during the early phase of his recovery and that he is in, quote, extremely good spirits. The 55-year-old was taken to London's St. Thomas Hospital on Sunday after displaying persistent symptoms 10 days after testing positive for COVID-19.
The southbound lanes of Highway 151 are back open this morning after being closed for a police chase overnight. It all started just before 9 last night when a Dane County deputy driving on the Beltline noticed a black Honda Pilot speeding and driving without its lights on. They tried to pull the vehicle over and chased it onto Highway 151 near American Parkway, where other deputies laid down spike strips. 3 teenagers were then arrested after deputies found evidence from several area burglaries inside that car. Time right now is 6:10 on this Friday morning, and still ahead for us, the ongoing pandemic is creating a lot of anxiety for people. Coming up, how to make sure your stress isn't affecting your sleep.
Plus, sports have been put on hold for the time being, but now a new study shows a majority of Americans aren't ready to go back to the ballpark anyway. We'll tell you why.
It's 6:11 right now. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody, on this Friday morning. We'll be right back after a quick break.
At the Power. It's deer season at the Power Centers of Madison. John Deere compact utility tractors have the power and versatility to tackle the biggest jobs on your list. Multiple attachments are available, extremely easy to operate, control, and finesse. Make home and garden work fun with John Deere mowers. Mow, mulch, and haul your way to a beautiful yard. Get your John Deere now at the Power Centers of Madison.
Check out Steinhoffel's virtual shopping experience. We provide you with a 360-degree view of our most popular products, so spin all of the furniture you want. Plus, browse through our product videos to see and learn more about our best sellers. We also have sale associates ready to help through phone, email, or our online chat feature. And get your online order shipped free to your curb, driveway, or garage. Shop online with confidence at steinhoffels.com.
Right now, staying in touch is more important than ever. So to help you stay connected during this unprecedented time, US Cellular is waiving data overage charges. Now through May, no matter what plan you're on, you'll have the smartphone data you need and not be charged for any overages. That way, you can work from home, check the latest headlines, and stay in touch with family and friends without worrying about your bill. So even if you have to be apart, you can stay in touch. US Cellular.
Hi, it's Jan from Toyota. As part of your community, we're here to help you during these challenging times.
Keeping your Toyota safe and reliable is important, especially right now. Many of our service centers are open. Schedule service online and drop off and pick up your vehicle with no contact. Need to replace your old vehicle? Most Toyota dealers offer online shopping and will defer your first payment for 90 days.
We're here for you. Contact your local Toyota dealer to see how they can help. Toyota.
It's dinner time in America, and the breadwinner arrives home from a long day at work. Now the family can sit down at the table, where everyone knows to be mindful of their manners.
Dinner time has changed. Our quality hasn't. Reynolds Wrap, foil made in the USA since 1947.
Imagine facing Wisconsin's bitter cold winter without a warm home, or the blistering heat of summer without power, then having to make the tough choice between eating or meeting other basic survival needs. Unfortunately, over 200,000 of our neighbors in need will face this difficult decision with no place else to turn, including those who are now unemployed due to the COVID-19 crisis. Keep a neighbor in crisis safely in their home during these difficult times by supporting and donating to the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund today.
The OBGYN team at Associated Physicians wants you to know that we are here to focus on you. Call us for an appointment today at 233-9746.
Download the Channel 3000 app today.
Welcome back, everybody. It's 6:14. The hotel industry is taking a massive hit during this coronavirus pandemic. Data from a hospitality analytics company found only about 20% of hotel rooms in the U.S. were occupied between March 29th and April 4th. That is 68% less than this time last year. Analysts believe hotel occupancy may drop even further as more people continue to follow stay-at-home orders. And airline travel is struggling too, down 96% compared to this time last year. The TSA says on April 8th, 2019, it checked in more than 2 million people. This year, it screened just shy of 95,000 on the same day. Airlines for America says only 1 in every 10 seats on U.S. domestic planes that fly are occupied right now.
New this morning, Illinois' governor is casting doubt on the likelihood that summer festivals will be able to move forward. The Chicago Tribune reports Governor J.B. Pritzker wants people to consider canceling their big summer plans. The governor says though he knows this is difficult to hear, it's just too high of a risk until a vaccine comes online. Officials in California say they believe it could be Thanksgiving by the time they're able to resume sporting events. The executive officer for Santa Clara County told The Hill they are preparing for social distancing guidelines to continue until there's a vaccine. Now, this comes as new data shows 72% of Americans say they won't attend sporting events before a vaccine is developed. Only 12% say they would attend if social distancing could be maintained. Meanwhile, medical experts say it could be well into 2021 before a vaccine is approved.
Meanwhile, President Trump says he is working on a strategy to have much of the country back up and running by the beginning of May. The Washington Post reports President Trump has been discussing measures to reopen the country with outside advisors. The Post reports in those calls, the president has expressed concerns over unemployment and the stock market and the impact they may be having on his presidency. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says he also believes the country could be open for business again within the next month. Currently, CDC guidelines for the pandemic and social distancing are set to expire on April 30th.
6:16 now, an ominous but beautiful start to our Friday out there, Hattie.
It does look a little ominous. You're right, Leah. We have a deck of clouds moving into south central Wisconsin. You can see the lights underneath at the horizon, but those clouds are covering the sky in downtown Madison. Unlike yesterday, no precipitation is expected from those clouds. Temperatures are a little chilly this morning. We're in the upper 20s and low 30s across southern Wisconsin. So if you're headed out early for a walk or a jog, bundle up. It is a little chilly. Winds are still from the west-northwest, but they're not going to be as strong today. Take a look at your future track wind speed as we go through the day today. Winds will stay around 10 to 15 miles an hour, much lighter than they were yesterday. Here's your day planner temperatures. Again, we have some clouds early, but still plenty of sunshine is expected. Highs will be in the upper 40s later on this afternoon. Coming up, we will talk about that colder air that's moving in as we head towards the weekend and into next week, and what types of precipitation it will bring.
I guess the good news about that is it'll keep everybody inside and safe.
You're right.
And doing what we're supposed to be doing.
That's true. We shouldn't be spending a lot of time outside anyway.
All right. Thank you, Hattie.
6:18 now. Here's something we already know. A good night's sleep is essential for the health of your brain and your body.
Seems pretty elusive these days, doesn't it, with all the stress going on as the COVID pandemic continues. Getting enough sleep is not as easy as it used to be. Our Christina Laurie joins us from her home this morning with some tips. We desperately need them right now, Christina, to get a good night's sleep. It really makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
Well, I hope I can help you out, Susan and Leah. Even though it feels like our lives have slowed down, sleep is still as important as ever. Doctors know that sleep is directly tied to immunity, so if you're not getting enough sleep, your immune system is not as strong as it could be, and you're much more likely to get sick. But you not only want to make sure you're getting sleep, but you're getting quality sleep as well, and here are some ways you can do that. First, this may sound strange coming from us, limit your news intake. Choose 1 or 2 times a day to check for updates and then focus on other things. The time of day you're getting your news matters too. Watching the news right before you go to bed can make you even more anxious. Instead, do something that helps you wind down. Read a book or take a bath. Now, second, get on a schedule and try to stick with it. The wake-up time is especially important. Sleep experts say not to deviate by more than an hour. Eat your meals at regular times as well, and don't eat big meals too close to the time you go to bed. Stick with your regular morning and evening routines, showers, toothbrushing, face washing, etc. Those either cue your body to wake up or fall asleep. And third, make sure your house is set at the right temperature. Sleep experts say temperature is the #1 reason people are not getting a good night's rest. Anywhere between 60 and 67 degrees is ideal. If those numbers sound too low for you, they suggest easing your way there, and be sure to layer up with plenty of blankets. So many of you have already tried these things. They're nothing too new. But what next? Ahead at 5:30, I'm going to talk about some ways you can try to fall asleep when you're laying in bed and you feel your heart racing and you just can't make it stop. Leah and Susan.
Oh, we're looking forward to that. I learned a good one, too. You put your hand on your stomach and on your heart.
Yes.
And you close your eyes, and then you just take a deep breath. Do it with me, Leah.
The breath helps, doesn't it? Maybe you close your eyes, too. Let's just take a second and meditate.
Yeah,
Everybody.
no, it just relaxes you, and it helps you fall asleep. That's really great information, Christina. We'll see you in just a little while. Thank you so much. Coming up this morning, we have the winners from our Safe at Home Challenge today, plus the details for this weekend's challenge.
It's going to help you be a little bit more productive this weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in just a second. But first, in our next half hour, we're taking a look at how members of the state legislature are planning to handle the coronavirus moving forward.
It is 20 after 6. Thanks for joining us this Friday morning, everybody. We'll be right back after a quick break.
The nursing degree, helping others, went from a job to a career.
The law offices of Gingras, Thompson, and Walks are here to support our community through this challenging time. We thank everyone bringing invaluable services to our neighbors. The Gingras, Thompson, and Walks team remains available to assist in any way.
Garden mats eliminate 90% of the time spent working in the garden and increase a garden's productivity by 10 to 20%. Garden mats let air and water through, but block sunlight. The pre-measured holes make planting a breeze. We help people grow 100% organic vegetables, weed-free. Garden mats give us our summers back to do the things we love. Go to gardenmats.com.
Yeah, I'm a home builder, and I go to Nuns. Why? Well, my clients love them because they have all those smarty pants appliances. You know, like those fancy touchscreen fridges and ovens that text you when dinner's ready. Personally, I don't care for all that techie stuff. I'll stick to my good old-fashioned icebox, thank you very much. But hey, my clients love those smarty pants appliances, so we go to Nuns.
Nuns, kitchen, bath, and flooring.
Here at Weedman Lawn Care, we believe that your lawn should be a place where memories are made, a source of pride, relaxation, and fun for the whole family. That's why we proudly offer a child and pet-friendly program, so you can enjoy a healthier, greener, weed-free lawn without sacrificing peace of mind.
Our program offers effective, targeted weed control, and our golf course quality fertilizer creates a beautiful outdoor space. Don't your kids and grandkids deserve a Weedman lawn? Trust the lawn care experts. Trust Weedman.
During these challenging times, many Habitat homeowners are hard at work on the front lines. Others have lost their jobs. Please consider making a donation to ease their financial burden and help us bring stability to families in our community.
It's totally normal to have constipation with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again.
No way.
More exercise, more water, and more fiber is the only way to manage it.
Is it?
Maybe you think it's occasional constipation.
Maybe it's not.
It could be a chronic medical condition called IBS-C, and time to say yes to Linzess. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It helps relieve belly pain and lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Change your thinking to IBS-C. If your constipation and belly pain keeps coming back, tell your doctor and say yes to Linzess.
Welcome back at 6:24 on this Friday morning. It is time to take a look at some of the entries from yesterday's Safe at Home Challenge. Every day we're giving you a little bit extra something to do with all of this extra time at home. And I think this was my favorite challenge. We asked you about some of your favorite midday snacks. I got a couple of mine here, some peanuts and some granola. And these were new like yesterday, guys. So as you can see, I'm enjoying my food. So let's take a look at a few of our favorites this morning.
That's right. Our first runner-up, some delicious looking homemade banana muffins. My favorite.
Oh, those do look really good. I bet they smelled great too.
Can't say no to that. Another runner-up this morning. Who doesn't like cooking up some s'mores over a fire? This is the kind of thing I would love. These folks were able to build a fire in their backyard and make some.
And stay warm. It's a bonus. S'mores are very popular this morning. Here is this morning's winner. Even if you can't build the fire, you can still get the taste of some s'mores, homemade s'mores mix with all of the ingredients in one cup. That is a great idea. It looks like some golden grahams and some chocolate chips and marshmallows. That looks fantastic.
Pretty creative. Congrats to today's winner. We'll be sending you a gift card to a local business.
And now for this weekend's challenge. We know some of you may have picked up a new hobby or two to help pass the time. We're asking you to send us a picture of that new hobby. Maybe it's crocheting, drawing, or something else.
Oh, that'll be interesting to see. Maybe Josh will be back out on his rollerblades.
Oh,
I saw that he was,
good one.
That he was rollerblading. Head over to our website, channel3000.com/safeathome to send in your submissions.
Feeling a little lazy. I don't have a new hobby.
Ooh, I've been trying to learn how to play the guitar. Not going so well right now, but I'm trying. So that is my new attempted hobby. Here's a look at our pet walk forecast. Molly and Jackie in Middleton. Look at those two. 47 degrees at 3, so it will be a little warmer, and we should have some sunshine today. Much nicer day for a walk. We do have alert days in the forecast. Again, dry today, but then as we head towards the weekend, Sunday and Monday are alert days for us. We do have a chance for some rain and even snow.
All right. Thank you, Hattie, we think. Stay with us. You have one more half hour with us here on News 3 Now this morning. We're back after the break. Ooh.
3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Get a great deal on the Kubota L-Series tractor. Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. With a powerful Kubota diesel engine and dependable gear or HST transmission, it's ready to take on your toughest projects. Right now, get the L2501 HST for payments as low as $149 a month.
We can't offer much during this time of crisis, but we can offer what we have. So from all of us working early mornings on the farm, long days in the plant, or late nights stocking shelves, doing all we can to get you the milk you need. We hope it makes your breakfast a little brighter, your snacks more nutritious, and reminds you when it comes to caring, there is no expiration date. Milk. Love what's real.
Coming together makes us stronger, and Ford is built to lend a hand. Contact your Ford dealer, an essential part of your community, to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. After all, you have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you. Find out more at Ford.com. Right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 72 months, plus 3 months deferred payments on select 2020 Ford models.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of the Healthy Place Apple Wellness, and boy, has this been a rough season. We are here for you. We're open. Our wellness consultants are trained in the top immune, lung, and inflammation supplements that are important right now. We have live chat on our website and same-day delivery for our Dane County residents, so you do not need to leave the house. We support you. Stop by one of our 4 Madison-based locations or check us out online at findyourhealthyplace.com.
Through all the world events since 1936, Culligan Water has continued to provide better, safer water with our filtration systems for homes and businesses. These days, as a designated essential business, Culligan's water professionals are standing by ready to help.
Imagine facing Wisconsin's bitter cold winter without a warm home, or the blistering heat of summer without power, then having to make the tough choice between eating or meeting other basic survival needs. Unfortunately, over 200,000 of our neighbors in need will face this difficult decision with no place else to turn, including those who are now unemployed due to the COVID-19 crisis. For a hand up and help with your utility bills now during these difficult times, contact the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund today.
Wisconsin voters deserve the truth. I'm News 3 Now's Amy Reed. I'm breaking down political ads, explaining whose money is behind them and separating truth from misinformation. Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Right now, a clinical trial is making its way to the U.S. from overseas. We'll tell you how it works and how soon we could have it here.
And a beautiful sunrise this morning across southern Wisconsin. No precipitation in our forecast today, but alert days are in the forecast for this weekend. All the details coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Boy, that sunrise will get you up and feeling good on this Friday, April 10th. Thanks for joining us, folks. I'm Leah Lynchide.
Oh, look at that. If you're just waking up, step outside with your coffee this morning and savor that for a while, because the rest of the weekend isn't going to be quite so pretty. But we've made it to Friday. We'll get the weekend forecast from Hattie in just a second.
But first, the top headlines this morning. The latest model from the University of Washington projects roughly 33,000 fewer deaths by August than it had anticipated just a few days ago. That estimate is still at more than 60,000. The projection has been cited by White House officials and tends to show a flatter curve than those other estimates.
Here in Wisconsin, we're seeing a similar projection. Andrea Palm, of course, is the secretary-designee of the State Department of Health Services. She and Congressman Ron Kind said in a town hall that the governor's Safer at Home ordinance is working and the state's curve is starting to flatten. There are now nearly 3,000 confirmed cases in our state and 117 deaths, with cases in more than 60 counties.
Legislators are introducing a new plan for how the state could handle the pandemic moving forward. On top of addressing some of the health care needs in the state, the GOP-backed bill looks to cut some government spending to try and mitigate the impact the disease is having on the state's economy and revenue. Governor Evers has not been supportive of that so far, since it gives the Republican-controlled Joint Finance Committee broad authority to cut spending. The governor has his own proposal that supports giving millions to agencies responding to the crisis. Republicans have not taken that legislation up in the weeks since it's been announced. One part both parties seem to be in agreement on, though, is waiving the one-week waiting period for unemployment benefits.
We won't know for at least another week how Tuesday's in-person voting across the state will affect the number of confirmed cases in Wisconsin, but state Democrats are already hoping to push the remaining 2020 elections to be entirely through the mail. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos and Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald didn't act from proposals from Governor Evers that would have moved Tuesday's election to an all-mail system, saying that it was too close to the election when those proposals were made. Republican leaders in the legislature have not responded to the newly introduced bill.
A bipartisan group in Congress is hoping to cast their votes remotely as lawmakers worry they won't be able to physically return to the Capitol by the time they're back in session. The Problem Solvers Caucus sent a letter suggesting voting by phone or video conference. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, though, is against this, citing security and constitutional concerns. She plans to pass the next bill by unanimous consent. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has also rejected remote voting.
An international clinical trial for a coronavirus treatment is making its way through Europe, and it will be in the U.S. within a few days. The University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine trial will test drugs approved for other things to see if they can help moderately and severely sick COVID-19 patients. The Journal Sentinel reports the trial will test several different treatments at the same time, trying 7 already approved drugs in different combinations, including steroids, immune system medication, and hydroxychloroquine.
New information this morning shows thousands of tests are going unused in U.S. labs. The journal Nature reports labs aren't aren't working at full capacity still, and the lack of national strategy is largely to blame. Red tape is also preventing several university labs from being certified to test for the virus. Researchers warn that if these hurdles stay in place, labs trying to join the fight could end up spinning their wheels.
The Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, is not publicly reporting acquisitions, but the federal government is quietly taking protective equipment orders, leaving medical providers across the country in the dark about where it's going and how they can get what they need to manage the pandemic. The Los Angeles Times reports hospitals and clinic officials in 7 states have experienced this and haven't gotten any guidance from the government about how or if they'll get access to the supplies they ordered.
6:34 on this Friday. We're waking up to some chilly temperatures out there, but luckily no snow in today's forecast.
Wasn't that a little bit of a surprise yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of us weren't so lucky. One former Badger went outside. It's so good to see him, and he had a little fun with it. Check it out.
We have a live weather report from Wisconsin. It was 74 degrees 2 days ago, and now we got snow. And the sun's coming back out. It's snowing and the sun's out.
JJ, you're hired.
Okay, this guy's been in Texas too long if he's surprised by snow in April in Wisconsin. That's current Houston Texan JJ Watt. We know him, doing his best Hattie McLean impression from his home up in Summit.
It's good to have him back in Wisconsin.
It is, although he is a little surprised. Like, what is snow?
If he ever gets tired of the football thing, I think he could have a career in weather.
Yeah, that was, I mean, I guess we shouldn't be surprised in April. We see things like that,
right.
But it was so weird because 5 minutes later, it was sunny and gone.
Yes, it was just now you see it, now you don't. And we had a lot of graupel across southern Wisconsin. A lot of people emailing the weather department wondering what exactly that was. Here's a picture from Kathy. She lives on the west side of Madison. She said, what is this? I don't know if it's hail, sleet. Well, it's called graupel, often referred to as soft hail. You can see the pellets are white. They're not see-through like sleet. They are very soft, so you can squeeze them in your fingers, and they form when there are snowflakes in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So the level of the clouds is very cold, but there are also liquid raindrops suspended in that same level. So those liquid raindrops sort of attach themselves to the snowflakes as they're falling, and this is what lands on the ground. And again, it is convective in nature, so those showers move through the area quickly. The sunshine returned, and then a couple of minutes later, you may have seen more graupel falling. As far as measurable precipitation, really tough across southern Wisconsin with the nature of those showers yesterday to get any real accurate measurements on amounts. Very light, though, generally for the region. Luckily, things have quieted down for us. All of those snow showers are moving off to the east. Things are actually pretty quiet to the west. We'll have a relatively quiet day today, but northwesterly winds still keeping it a bit on the chilly side. Here's our next weather maker. It's already developing in the high plains. This storm system will move in for the weekend, and we're keeping our eyes on it. It has prompted alert days for Sunday and Monday. We'll see very windy and wet conditions on Sunday, and then a changeover from rain to snow Sunday night into Monday. And yes, some accumulation will be possible. Your future track forecast starting Saturday midday, you'll see dry conditions across southern Wisconsin, southerly winds and clouds, but milder temperatures. We should at least climb into the 50s on Saturday. Rain spreads into the area from the south late in the day and then continues Saturday night into Sunday morning. Now, late in the day on Sunday, we'll start to see a changeover from rain to snow across the northwestern part of our viewing area. That rain-snow line works its way through the area Sunday night into Monday. So you're likely going to wake up to some snow showers on Monday morning. The snow will end from west to east through the day on Monday, but it's going to be a very chilly day. Now, how much are we going to get? Well, as far as rain is concerned, we could see an inch or maybe even some higher amounts, especially through southeastern Wisconsin. The models have updated once again, painting a little bit higher amounts here for the southern part of the state. There is the potential for some snow accumulation as well. Now, these numbers are likely going to change several times in between now and Monday. But you get the idea. It is possible that the ground could be white on Monday. Here's a look at your extended forecast. Again, those alert days in the forecast for Sunday and Monday. Monday will be a chilly day with highs only in the 30s. That's well below normal for this time of the year. But you see, we do slowly warm up, and next weekend we have mid to upper 50s. So maybe we can just focus on that.
Yeah, that'll feel good. Kind of a bummer for Easter weekend, but it'll keep everybody inside and doing what we're supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah, I think Mother Nature doing her part to help us socially distance ourselves.
Exactly. It's a good way to look at it. Thank you, Hattie.
6:38 now. Health experts say sleep is one of the first things that goes during times of crisis.
Right now, sleeping can feel harder than ever. Our Christina Laurie is live from her home this morning to explain what to do when you're lying in bed and you just can't sleep. Well, this happens to me every night, Christina. You just can't shut your mind off. How do you do it?
It's a terrible feeling, Susan and Leah, but you're most certainly not alone. Even people who've never had problems sleeping before are struggling right now, according to health experts, and a lot of that has to do with anxiety. If you want a better night's sleep, experts say don't worry in bed. If you've spent more than 10 minutes worrying at the end of the day, it's time to take your brain and your body somewhere else. Doctors I talk to suggest having a nest set up in another room with a book, a podcast, or restful music, no TV or phones to read or listen when you can't sleep. Sleep experts are also fans of mindful meditation and breathing techniques because those help you focus on the now instead of worrying about the future. I'll put links on our website to free meditation websites and apps to try, but here's one that worked for me. If you're new to this, you lay on your back with one hand on top of your stomach, one hand on top of your heart. You inhale deeply through your nose for 4 to 6 seconds like you're blowing up a giant balloon, and when your lungs are full, pause. Then slowly exhale through your nose. Pause again when your lungs are completely clear, and repeat this until you feel like you're finally ready to sleep. Last tip, if you know that your mind tends to race around bedtime, try to set aside 15 minutes, say earlier in the day, and leave that to be your worrying time. Anytime other than that, make sure you train your brain not to go to that darker place. Or if you want a more positive method, try this. I have a little positivity journal I talked about in the last half hour, so I went and grabbed it. It's called One Line a Day, and you just open it up and you write, this is just like for one year, if you can see that. It's just like a sentence or two about something good that happened in your day. And then this is a 5-year journal, so you can go back and compare, and hopefully the next 3 years in my journal will be more positive than my entries recently. But that'll still be TBD.
Christina, that's such a great idea.
It is a great idea.
Let's take a second. Let's all name something we're grateful for. I am grateful for you guys. You're helping me wake up every morning a little bit more positive every day. So that's my grateful.
Right back at you.
Thank you, Christina.
Thank you, Christina. Well, something giving a lot of us, unfortunately, anxiety right now is the economy. The Federal Reserve is still working to prop up the economy during the pandemic. The central bank is introducing a new round of loans totaling $2.3 trillion. It includes more support for small businesses and consumers, in addition to states, cities, and municipalities. The Fed says it will also supply financing to banks taking part in the Small Business Administration's Paycheck Protection Program.
With more than 10% of the U.S. workforce filing for unemployment, paying rent on the first of the month was difficult. Nearly a third of renters didn't pay rent this month. That's according to data from the National Multifamily Housing Council. Of the more than 13 million units the report covered, only 69% of renters paid between the 1st and the 5th of April. Meanwhile, Congress has issued temporary foreclosure and rental eviction delays, but there are limits to that. The Washington Post reports the measure covers about half of all multifamily homes. Beyond that, protections vary state by state. As of this past weekend, only 14 states have barred landlords from formally starting the eviction process. Governor Evers' safer-at-home order suspended evictions in the state, but it doesn't eliminate the obligation to pay rent.
The governor of Puerto Rico wants her territory to be treated as equal to the states in the next economic stimulus package. The territory's governor sent a letter to congressional leaders yesterday outlining their needs to be able to respond to the pandemic. Most Puerto Ricans are eligible for the $1,200 stimulus checks from last month's Phase 3 package, which also puts the island in a position to get hundreds of millions of dollars to help the government slow the spread of the virus. There are currently more than 600 positive cases on the island.
All right, 6:43 on your Friday, and we're waking up to a beautiful Friday. Take a peek at that sunrise. Not a cloud in the sky, but it's still going to be a chilly one out there. Hattie's tracking the cold. That's coming up next.
Get the Barnes 4-step lawn care program by scheduling a free consult with a Barnes licensed lawn care professional. From planting to pruning, seeding to sodding, mowing to mulching, and everything in between. We are Barnes. Get started today at barnesinc.net.
To most people, the idea of fighting is unpleasant. But sometimes to make things right, it's necessary to fight. Some things are worth fighting for. If you or your family has been injured, you'll want a good law firm on your side to make things right again. Since 1930, Habish, Habish & Routier has recovered more million-dollar results for our clients than any other law firm in Wisconsin. Habish, Habish & Routier. We fight for what's right.
The Our Home is the training ground for her dreams policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Hey Wisconsin, it's tough times right now. Fearing's audio-video security normally focuses on providing technology solutions, but right now it's self-care.
Things like establishing a routine, getting outside every day, getting a good night's sleep, taking time for meditation or prayer, and just think about what you're grateful for. We can do this together. Visit unitedmadison.com/help. Brought to you by Fearing's Audio Video Security and United Madison.
Coming together makes us stronger, and Ford is built to lend a hand. Contact your Ford dealer, an essential part of your community, to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. After all, you have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you. Find out more at Ford.com. Right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 72 months, plus 3 months deferred payments on select 2020 Ford models.
Get the Barnes 4-step lawn care program by scheduling a free consult with a Barnes licensed lawn care professional. From planting to pruning, seeding to sodding, mowing to mulching, and everything in between. We are Barnes. Get started today at barnesinc.net.
It isn't being evenly distributed.
With not enough COVID-19 tests to go around in Wisconsin, how are healthcare facilities making the call on who gets tested and who doesn't?
It's the fear of the unknown. Even these smaller towns need them.
News 3 Now investigates, Monday at 10. For the latest coronavirus reports and breaking news, watch News 3 Now and go to Channel 3000 to sign up for our daily email newsletter. Get the facts and tips to keep your family safe. News 3 Now, your local coronavirus headquarters.
Boy, everybody is pitching in, doing their part. People have been so creative at this time of the year, and especially during the pandemic, to raise money. And we have a great story about that making a difference in our community this morning.
Yeah, we want to highlight those stories every day if we can, give you guys a little peek of humanity. So this story is out of Southwest Wisconsin, and it includes clothes. The clothing company, the 608, is selling some of its stock to help out other local businesses. And their idea is that they're selling these hats and the shirts, shirts and hats, there we go, and using the proceeds to buy gift cards to other local businesses so that they can give those back to their customers and get people continuing to buy local. It's called, aptly, Locals Stick Together. That's the idea.
I love that.
Owner Corey Kaiser came up with this. That's what he's trying to do for his community. If you'd like to buy something, you can get one of these shirts over at the608.com.
The 608, okay, the608.com?
Yep.
All right, that's good to know.
Yep, all over social media as well.
It's Wisconsin strong.
Yes,
I love it.
exactly.
Love it. Great idea.
All right, Josh Breiter is always giving us a minute to thank the folks on the front line. What do you got for us this morning, Josh?
Yeah, we want to thank everyone making a difference during this time. So every morning we're featuring someone different who's keeping us safe and helping us get through this time. Today we're thanking Joe Hack and all of the dispatchers at the Sun Prairie Police Department. Joe says he's one of 6 dispatchers there. They take non-emergency calls 24/7 to keep their residents safe and help make sure officers get home every night. He says they're proud to be Sun Prairie's first responders. Thank you, Joe, and everyone at the department for everything you're doing to keep us all safe.
Love that. Good thank you to the dispatchers. They don't get enough attention.
And your first warned weather this morning, there's a little deck of clouds you can see in our WIC-TV sky camera shot blocking the sun right now. It is continuing to break up a little bit, so we do have sun in the forecast today. And more importantly, no precipitation. Here's a look at Weather Track. You can see those clouds moving down from the northern part of the state. Again, they are starting to break up though, which is good news. Temperatures are in the upper 20s and low 30s this morning. It is going to be a little bit warmer than it was yesterday. By lunchtime today, we should be back in the low 40s. And then this afternoon, with continued sunshine, we should top in the upper 40s. Temps won't be quite as cold tonight either as we head into the weekend, but a lot of wet weather is on the way and even some snowflakes as well. We'll have all the details in just a few minutes.
Oh boy, quite the tease. More snow. Thank you very much, Hattie. Stay with us. The morning sprint is up next. But first, a look at who's turning 3 today. Happy birthday, Addison, and thanks for celebrating with us here on News 3 Now this morning.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
At Bella Domicile, our philosophy is to listen, respect, and treat all of our clients like they are the only thing that matters, because they are. We find when we follow this philosophy, everything else falls into place. Bella Domicile, our name means beautiful home.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
I'm Joanne Jenkins with AARP. The coronavirus continues to affect us all, and we are here actively supporting you and your community. Every day, we're providing trusted information from top health experts, sharing tools to help protect families from fraud, and creating resources to support family caregivers everywhere. As always, you can count on AARP to advocate for you and your family. Join us and stay connected at aarp.org/coronavirus.
To the insurance company, I'm claim number RU786VB09 and classified as a motor vehicle wreck, injuries to non-wage earner. Well, insurance company, my name is John, and that non-wage earner was my 9-year-old son who will never be the same after being hit head-on by a distracted driver. It's nice to meet you.
Insurance companies are in business to make money.
The way they do that is by paying you less than you deserve. If you're hurt, you need Bowler & Vaughn on your side.
Hi, it's Jan from Toyota. As part of your community, we're here to help you during these challenging times.
Keeping your Toyota safe and reliable is important, especially right now. Many of our service centers are open. Schedule service online and drop off and pick up your vehicle with no contact. Need to replace your old vehicle? Most Toyota dealers offer online shopping and will defer your first payment for 90 days.
We're here for you. Contact your local Toyota dealer to see how they can help. Toyota.
At Bella Domicile, our philosophy is to listen, respect, and treat all of our clients like they are the only thing that matters, because they are. We find when we follow this philosophy, everything else falls into place. Bella Domicile, our name means beautiful home.
Go to Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs.
Welcome back. It's 6:52, time for the morning sprint.
We start with some promising news this morning on the coronavirus across the United States. The latest data from the University of Washington projects roughly 33,000 fewer deaths by August than it anticipated just a few days ago. The projected number of deaths is still more than 60,000. That projection has been cited by White House officials and has tended to show a flatter curve than other estimates. Here in Wisconsin, we're seeing a similar projection. Andrea Palm, the Secretary-designee of the State Department of Health Services, along with Congressman Ron Kind, said in a town hall that the governor's Safer at Home ordinance is working and the state's curve is starting to flatten. There are now nearly 3,000 confirmed cases in the state and 117 deaths, with cases in more than 60 counties.
President Trump is making a second coronavirus task force focused on reopening the economy, but the decision won't be up to the White House. Governors will make that call, and some are questioning the timing of the decision. They say doing it too soon could cost more lives. Vice President Pence said yesterday President Trump wants to reopen the country responsibly, and he will follow the data.
Susan, right now sleep is as important as ever, and with our routines thrown out of whack, more people are finding it difficult to get the rest they really need. So here are a few things you can try when you just can't sleep. First, take your worrying outside of the bedroom. If you feel your mind racing for more than 10 minutes at a time, get up, go to another room and read, listen to a podcast, or take a bath. Do whatever relaxes you and then try again. Second, limit the amount of news you're getting and when you are getting it. Even journalists like us need to unplug sometimes, and watching the news right before bed doesn't help with that. And finally, set a routine during this new normal. You can find more information about that up on our website, channel3000.com.
Christina, thank you. Something giving a lot of folks anxiety right now is the economy, but the Federal Reserve is working to prop up the economy during the pandemic. The central bank is introducing a new round of loans totaling $2.3 trillion. It includes more support for small businesses and consumers, in addition to states, cities, and municipalities.
With more than 10% of the U.S. workforce filing for unemployment, paying rent on the first of the month was difficult for many. Nearly a third of renters didn't pay this month. That's according to data from the National Multifamily Housing Council. Of the more than 13 million units the report covered, only 69% of renters paid between the 1st and 5th of April.
Congress has issued temporary foreclosure and rental eviction delays, but there are some limits to that. The Washington Post reports the measure covers about half of all multifamily homes. Beyond that, protections vary state by state. As of this past weekend, only 14 states have barred landlords from formally starting the eviction process. Governor Tony Evers' Safer at Home order suspended evictions in our state, but it does not eliminate the obligation to pay rent.
2 businesses and 11 people, including the coach of Madison West High's football team, are facing cease and desist orders after allegedly violating the statewide Safer at Home order. The State Journal reports 10 of the letters sent this week involve house parties. Governor Evers' order doesn't allow you to have people over as guests and bans gatherings that include 10 or more folks. Coach Brad Murphy allegedly violated that order by hosting a practice at West High for about 15 boys.
Breaking news overnight, 2 people are dead and another is injured after a crash in Dodge County. According to the sheriff's office, 2 vehicles were involved in a head-on collision around 9 o'clock last night. A 22-year-old man and a 24-year-old woman from Juneau in one of the cars were killed. The driver of the other car, a 21-year-old man from Fox Lake, was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. An investigation into that crash is ongoing.
And we have a quieter forecast today across southern Wisconsin. A live look from the Edgewater Sky Cam showing you a bit of cloud cover moving through the area right now. Our temperatures are starting out in the low 30s this morning. We'll climb to highs near 50 this afternoon with some sunshine. We do have alert days, though, in the forecast for Sunday and Monday. It's going to be a pretty wet and chilly weekend around here. Rain moves in late on Saturday and continues Sunday. Sunday night into Monday, that rain will change over to some snow. Some snow accumulation will be possible.
Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday, everybody. Stay safe. Have a good Easter weekend.